Today we'll be talking about Ninetales, the evolution of Vulpix. Depending on if it's non-Alolan Vulpix or Alolan Vulpix, the stone needed for evolution differs. For non-Alolan Vulpix, you need a Fire Stone. For Alolan Vulpix, you need an Ice Stone. As of the making of this video, Alolan Ninetales is the only Ice Fairy Pokemon. Its previous PYC dates are April 4th, 1996, January 24th, 1999, November 14th, 2001, September 4th, 2004, June 6th, 2007, April 16th, 2010, February 4th, 2013, November 26th, 2015, September 16th, 2018, and July 7th, 2021. I think both versions of Ninetales are beautiful. Let's get into the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we'll be talking about Ninetales, the fox Pokemon, whose number is 0038. This is Ninetales. This is Alolan Ninetales. Types: non-Alolan Ninetales is Fire. Alolan Ninetales is Ice Fairy. Abilities: Flash Fire for non-Alolan Ninetales. Snow Cloak for Alolan Ninetales. Drought is non-Alolan Ninetales hidden ability, and Snow Warning is Alolan Ninetales hidden ability. Gender ratio is 25% male and 75% female. Catch rate is 17.5%. Breeding egg group field. Hatch time 20 cycles. Height is 3'7" or 1.1 meters. Weight is 43.9 pounds or 19.9 kilograms. Base experience yield is 178 in the first 4 gens or 177 in Gen 5+. Leveling rate is medium fast. EV yield, not Alolan Ninetales, is 1 in special defense and 1 in speed. They both have 2 as a total. Alolan Ninetales just has 2 in speed. This is its shape, this is its footprint. Pokedex color is yellow, other forms may have other colors. Base friendship is 70. Ninetales, a fire-type Pokemon introduced in Gen 1. It evolves from Vulpix when exposed to a Fire Stone. In Alola, Ninetales has a dual-type Ice Fairy regional form. It evolves from Alolan Vulpix when exposed to an Ice Stone. These Ninetales can also be found in Blueberry Academy's terrarium. Biology. Ninetales is a quadrupedal canine Pokemon covered in thick, luxurious golden white fur. It has a small mane of thicker fur around its neck and a long fluffy crest atop its head. It has slender legs with 3-toed paws and 9 long tails with pale orange tips. It has red eyes, pointed ears, and a triangular black nose. Well intelligent enough to easily understand human speech, Ninetales is a very vengeful Pokemon that has been known to curse those who mistreat it. The curse can last up to 1,000 years, as mentioned in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team and Blue Rescue Team. Once a Ninetale casts its curse, it cannot be removed, even by Ninetales itself. It can live for 1,000 years, due to energy within its 9 tails, each of which is said to have a different mystical power. Flame spewed from its mouth can hypnotize an opponent, and its gleaming red eyes are said to give it the ability to control minds. The anime has shown that it can swim, while Pokémon-Amie shows that Ninetales lick their paws to clean themselves, being the result of an evolution via Levolution's Stone. Ninetales are rarely found in the wild, though they can be found in the grasslands. Forms. Ninetales has a regional form Alolan Ninetales. In the Alola region, Ninetales have a different appearance. Its coat is pale blue, and its fur is more flowing and wispier. The tips of its tail and crest, as well as the lower halves of its legs, are white. The crest on its head is longer and its 9 tails are less distinct from each other. Additionally, it has larger eyes, which are blue, and small tufts of fur in front of its ears. Alolan Ninetales live on Alola's snow-capped Mount Lanakila, which is considered by some to be holy ground. As such, it is revered as a sacred messenger or deity. Alolan Ninetales has a gentle and calm temperament and is known to aid lost humans in distress, though this is primarily done to keep them out of its territory. It will punish any threat to its pack of Vulpix. Aww, well. Those who anger it will be frozen stiff in an instant. It can produce ice crystals from its fur, which it can use for both offense and defense. The ice crystals can act as a shield or form balls that that can be fired like bullets with enough force to shatter rock. They can also be found in the polar biome of Blueberry Academy's terrarium where Alolan's island life is simulated. Evolution: Ninetales evolves from Vulpix. Alolan Ninetales evolves from Alolan Vulpix. So you can see here, Vulpix to Ninetales. Alolan Vulpix to Alolan Ninetales. Game data, NPC appearances, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Ninetales cast a curse on a human that would turn it into a Pokemon, bringing on many natural disasters. The player is blamed for this and travels to the home of Ninetales at the top of Mount Freeze to learn the truth. Ninetales appears again when Gengar wishes to make right what he did to Gardevoir. He gives Gengar the nine-tailed crest and sends him and the player to Murky Cave. Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. Ninetales returns asking the player to visit its hideout. Upon arrival, the player will connect with both Ninetales and Absol. Pokedex entries. In Red and Blue, very smart and very vengeful. Grabbing one of its many tails could result in a 1,000-year curse. Yellow. According to an enduring legend, 9 noble saints were united and reincarnated as this Pokemon. Stadium. It is extremely vindictive. It is said to lay a 1,000-year-long curse if its tail is pulled as a joke. In Gen 2, in Gold, some legends claim that each of its 9 tails has its own unique type of special mystic power. Silver. Its 9 beautiful tails are filled with a wondrous energy that could keep it alive for 1,000 years. Crystal. It is said to live 1,000 years, and each of its tails is loaded with supernatural powers. Stadium 2 is just gold again. In Gen 3, in Ruby, Ninetales casts a sinister light from its bright red eyes to gain total control over its foe's mind. This Pokemon is said to live for 1,000 years. Sapphire. Legend has it that Ninetales came into being when 9 wizards possessing sacred powers merged into one. This Pokemon is highly intelligent. It can understand human speech. It has long been said that each of the 9 tails embody an enchanted power. A long-lived Ninetales will have fur that shines like gold. That was Emerald. Fire Red. It has 9 long tails and fur that gleams gold. It is said to live for 1,000 years. Well, it adds a comma between the 1 and the 0 here. It's the same as Red and Blue. In Gen 4, in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, its 9 tails are said to be imbued with a mystic power. It can live for 1,000 years. Heart Gold and Soul Silver are their Gold and Silver counterparts. In Gen 5, Black and White are Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum's entry. In Black 2 and White 2, each of its 9 tails is imbued with supernatural power, and it can live for 1,000 years. In Gen 6, X is Fire Red. Y is Leaf Green. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, they're Ruby and Sapphire counterparts. In Gen 7, for non-Alolan Ninetales, Sun. Legend has it that this mythical Pokemon was formed when 9 saints coalesced into one. In Moon, said to live for 1,000 years, this Pokemon uses its supernatural abilities to manipulate fire. It can burn its prey to a crisp as it pleases. Ultra Sun. It is vindictive and relentless by nature. Those who cross it even once will be cursed for 1,000 years along with their descendants. Ooh, that's not good. Ultra Moon. The flickering flames it spews from its mouth leave its opponents hypnotized. Then this extremely intelligent Pokemon attacks. In the Let's Go games, while the number 9 is replaced by the word 9, it's the same as Yellow's entry. Now for Alolan Ninetales. Sun. It creates drops of ice in its coat and showers them over its enemies. Anyone who angers it will be frozen stiff in an instant. Moon. Possesses a calm demeanor. This Pokemon was revered as a deity incarnate before it was identified as a regional variant of Ninetales. Ultra Sun. The reason it guides people all the way down to the mountain space is that it wants them to hurry up and leave. Ultra Moon. Some said that deities visited mountains where Ninetales live, so in times long past, no one was allowed to go into those mountains. Let's go Pikachu and let's go Eevee. It lives on mountains perpetually covered in snow, and is revered as a deity incarnate. It appears draped in a blizzard. In Gen 8, Sword, while it's very similar to Crystal's entry, it's slightly different, so we'll read it. It is said to live for 1,000 years, and each of its tails is loaded with supernatural powers. A shield is one we've done before. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are very similar to their Diamond and Pearl counterparts, but it is slightly different, so we'll read it. Its Ninetales are said to be imbued with a mystic power. The Pokemon is said to live for 1,000 years. In Legends Arceus, the coat of gleaming golden fur is quite magnificent. The species is said to store a sacred power in its 9 long tails, and to live for a millennium. Alolan Ninetales. Sword. A deity resides in the snowy mountains where this Pokemon lives. In ancient times, it was worshipped as that deity's incarnation. In Shield, while it will guide travelers who get lost on a snowy mountain down to the mountain's base, it won't forgive anyone who harms nature. Legends Arceus dwells on sacred peaks perpetually covered in snow, said to appear to virtuous people who have lost their way on mountain paths. It then guides them back to the mountain's base. Scarlet's entry is the gold entries. Violet is one we've done before. For Alolan Ninetales, Scarlet's is Moon's entry, while Violet's is Sun's entry. Here we've got Ninetales in the Alola Pokedex. Then we got Alola Ninetales in the Alola Pokedex. Then we've got Ninetales in the Kitakami Pokedex. And then Alolan Ninetales in the Blueberry Pokedex. I don't know where it is, but it's cool. This one, this is just, Alolan Ninetales leading Alolan Vulpix, which is sweet. Yeah. Okay. Game locations. Side game locations. Events. Held items. Ninetales. Pokemon caught in Gen 1 must be traded to a Gen 2 game in order for a held item to appear. In Pokemon Emerald, Ninetales can only be found in the Battle Frontier. So red, blue, and yellow gives you a gold leaf. Emerald, black, white 2, white 2 gives you a Rossberry 100% of the time. Sword and Shield gives you charcoal 5% of the time. Legends Arceus, you get an Aspire Berry 35% of the time. 15% of the time you get a spoiled Apricorn. Grid items by level. Alpha, EXP Candy M 100% of the time. Seed Mastery 20% of the time. Grid items by level. Stats, base stats, will compare Ninetales and Alolan Ninetales. HP 73 both. Attack 76, that goes down to 67 in this form. Defense 75, that stays the same. Special attack, it's true for both. Special defense 100, that's for both. Speed 100, that's 109. So they both have a total of 505. Note here in the Ninetales base stats. This Pokemon's special's base stat in Gen 1 was 100. Pokeathon stats, type effectiveness. We'll compare Ninetales and Alolan Ninetales. So, damage normally by normal, fighting, flying, poison, ghost, electric, psychic, dragon, and dark. Poison is the only one that moves. Alolan Ninetales damage normally by normal, fighting, flying, ground, ghost, water, grass, electric, psychic, and fairy. Non-Alolan Ninetales is weak to ground, rock, and water for double. Ground gets moved to normally damage by. And water does as well. Immune to nothing. This one's immune to Dragon for 0. Resistant to Bug, Steel, Fire, Grass, Ice, and Fairy. This one's resistant to Buck, Ice, and Dark. That's all of its half. Notes for non-Alolan Ninetales. If this Pokemon has Flash Fire, the effectiveness of Fire-type moves is 0. So it goes from half to 0. In Gen 1, the effectiveness of Ice-type moves is 1. So it went from 1 to half. For Alolan Ninetales, if this Pokemon is given a ring target, the effectiveness of Dragon-type moves is 1. So it goes from 0 to 1. Because you can hypothetically have a level 1, Ninetales will read all these moves. So learn set by leveling up Ninetales. Level 1, Flamethrower, Tail Whip, Quick Attack. By the move reminder, disable Ember, Fire Spin, Confuse Ray, Fire Blast, Spite, Safeguard, Will-O-Wisp, Imprison, Extra Sensory, Nasty Plot, Incinerate, and Inferno. Now for Alolan Ninetales. Level 1, you get Icy Wind, Imprison, Blizzard, and Tail Whip. Then through the move reminder, you get Disable, Mist, Ice Beam, Aurora Beam, Confused Ray, Spite, Powder Snow, Extra Sensory, Nasty Plot, Ice Shard, Freeze Dry, Aurora Veil, Dazzling Gleam. It's an Evo. Yeah. I'm gonna skip these and these. Skip all that. Nothing by Prior Evolution. Same for that one. Anime only moves, Psychic, which is a Psychic type. It's in the episode Just Waiting on a Friend. Side game data. Pokemon Ranger Shadows of Almia, the browser entry. While protecting itself with a ghost sleeve ring of fire, it breathes streams of fire to attack. Guardian signs. It sends out pillars of fire to attack. In Pokepark Wii, Pikachu's Adventure, Ninetales came to the Lava Zone in search for fun, which is just what she found in Absol's Hurdle Bounce. In new Pokemon Snap, this mystical Pokemon is the subject of numerous legends. It's highly intelligent and extremely curious, so it closely studies others to try to learn all it can about them. A spooky festival is a costume in Pokemon Go. It's the same as Vulpix's, now even more silly because it's bigger. Then you got Lowland Ninetales information, evolution data, Ninetales, Firestone, Ice Stone for Lowland Ninetales. So sprites. Oh, it looks a little different too, referring to Vulpix. This looks like an evolution of that sprite of Vulpix at the time. But yeah, it's very interesting. Got like one kind of fairly short wisp of hair rather than the long one we're used to these days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, you get all 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, you get. So, red and blue, I guess, introduce the iconic just sitting pose. That's interesting. Get to see all of them like that. Yeah. Yeah, then we got this more gold than yellow, but that's whatever. Its shiny is sort of this purple. This is more yellow and crystal. Yeah, then we got Gen 3. Introduces the red eyes. This is more of like a, it's like a metal purple pink thing. Very interesting. Yeah. Okay. Wait. Okay. Whatever. Oh. Okay, so now Gen 4 introduces the orange tail, which gives this purple shiny a blue tail tip. Yeah. Okay. Yes. That kind of just more or less stays things. I think it gets. I think that I don't know, the hair thing here on the top gets longer in the 3D models. Yeah. Okay. It's more of a gray now, but still kind of that purplish color. Then we get a Lowland Ninetales. So it also kind of takes a more purple color there. The eyes go from blue to purple. Yeah. Then you got these. Yeah, more just kind of silver now. Yeah. And you can definitely see more of the purple here. Then you got Sword and Shield. Oh, that's different. That's, like, that was still had, like, a little bit of purple. That is now, like, silver. Wow, okay. This is more pinkish? Purple? I don't know. Yeah, that's more like got the blue cloud thing. Cloud kind of tails. And then these are more purple. Yeah. Oh, and that's just gray. That's just dark gray. Okay. And this is, it's way more blue. This is way more purple. And this kind of goes back to more of the lighter gray silver, I guess. Yeah, lighter colors, yeah. In the anime, Ninetales in the anime, Alola Ninetales in the anime. All this. Pokedex entries. In episode 58, Nash's Pokedex. Ninetales, the fox Pokemon, is the evolved form of the fire Pokemon Vulpix. In episode 169, in Ash's Pokedex. Ninetales, the fox Pokemon, the evolved form of Vulpix. It has 9 tails and a shining golden fleece. Ninetales are said to live very long lives. In episode 232, in the same Pokedex, Ninetales, the fox Pokemon. Ninetales is the evolved form of Vulpix. Each of its tails contains a different mystical power. In Black and White, episode 135, in Ash's Pokedex, Ninetales, the fox Pokemon, and the evolved form of Vulpix. With its 9 tails and thick golden coat, Ninetales is said to live 1,000 years. In Sun and Moon, episode 60, in the Rotom Pokedex, Ninetales, a lowland form, the fox Pokemon, an ice and fairy type. This peaceful Pokemon is known to rescue people from treacherous mountain accidents. In Journeys, episode 71, I think, goes Rotom Phone, Ninetales, a lowland form, the fox Pokemon, an ice and fairy type. Ninetales has a tranquil personality, because it lives on a guardian-inhabited mountain closed off by snow. Some say this regional form's appearance was influenced by those guardians. Okay, I got evolutions, Ninetales and Pokemon evolutions. In the manga, Ninetales and Pokemon Adventures, Alolan Ninetales and Pokemon Adventures. Okay, got this, and the TCG. Other appearances, Pokemon Unite. Ninetales, in its Alolan form, is playable through obtaining a Unite license. It is a ranged attacker that starts as Alolan Vulpix, which evolves into Alolan Ninetales at level 4. Got it in Pokemon Unite. Trivia. This first point and sub-point we've already done. No other Pokemon has the same type combination as Alolan Ninetales. Alolan Ninetales is the only Pokemon in Pokemon Legends Arceus which is unobtainable without using evolution. Ninetales' name is misspelled as Ninetales in the Pokemon trading card game for the Game Boy Color and in some pre-release material. Ninetales' National Pokedex number and Kitakami Pokedex number is identical, 0038 for the former, and 38 for the latter. Alolan Ninetales was featured in the 6th episode of Beyond the Pokedex series. Origin. Ninetales may be based on a red fox and the kitsune of Japanese legend, which are said to have many tails, extremely long lifespans, and supernatural powers such as the ability to breathe fire. After reaching an advanced age, kitsune take on spirit forms, which may explain why Ninetales can learn various ghost-type and psychic-type moves. Specifically, it may be based on the Kyubi no Kitsune, whose fur turns white gold after it has lived for 1,000 years, and gains its 9th tail. Alolan Ninetales may be based on an Arctic fox, which grows a white coat of fur in the winter to camouflage in the snow. Its mountain habitat and lore as a deity incarnation may be a reference to Poliahu, the Hawaiian goddess of snow, who is said to reside on Mauna Kea. It could also be inspired by Tuliketu, a mythical fox creature of Finnish lore, whose radiant fur is said to be responsible for the creation of the Northern Lights. The Finnish word for aurora, revontulet, also translates to foxfires, which could be intentional as Ninetales' original form is fire-type. Name origin. Ninetales may be a combination of nine and tails, referring to fairy tales, alluding to it being based on a mythical creature, as well as being a homophone to tails. It may also reference the Kato Ninetales whip, due to its tendency to punish anyone who grabs its tails. Kayu-Kon may be a combination of Kayu 9 and Kayu-Biko, nine-tailed fox, and Kon, onomatopoeic sound of a fox cry. It may also involve Hyukon, Old Grudge, and Konro, gas stove. In other languages, related articles, references, external links to the Alolan forms, and we're moving on. Let's watch the first scene featuring Ninetales in the anime. Oh wait, I can't, well, technically I can, but it first appears in the infamous Porygon episode, so instead I'll watch the first scene it appears in the English dub. Hello, and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we are watching episode 40, The Battling Eevee Brothers. In this episode, Ash, the main character, and his traveling companions, Misty and Brock, and his faithful companion, Pikachu, have found an abandoned Eevee, and they're at this party here, where they are intending to return it. We'll see you Ninetales here in a couple seconds. That's just one of the Pokemon at this party. Yeah.
Executor! Raichu!
Yep. The Ninetales, there they are. got, yeah, Eevee is evolutions at this point.
They've all been evolved using those stones.
That's probably it. Like, I think that's all for Ninetales in this scene. So we'll move on. Let's see why people love Ninetales. Let's look at fan art. Hello, and welcome to the fan art section of the video. Nobody sent in fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you familiar with the series, might be wondering why we're looking at this one image. That's because this is the only image we're doing today. So this is Ninetales, Pokemon 1 a Day, by Bonnie John. So here we got this cool looking Ninetales. Kind of looks like it's kind of looking like a little bit of classic art with, I think there's a video game. I think it's like Kitakame or something. I don't remember what it's called. But yeah, it's a fun looking art here, and it's cool. Let's move on. Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I won't be streaming tonight as I need to wait until I talked about Eevee before I can evolve Vulpix into Ninetales. As for Alolan Ninetales, I'll have to wait until I've talked about the Gen 7 Pokemon to get back to that one. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Jigglypuff. As always, this isn't my proper outfit, and you'll see me tomorrow.